Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. As promised, today's video is all about getting a facial at home since we all can't go out and get one. This is really important to keep up your skin health. It's also great self-care. It's great for passing time. And today's facial is going to be all about hydration and large pores. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button. Please share this video with somebody that you think might like it. It really means a lot to me, and let's do it. So for this facial, it is really not about the products. It's more about what you have at home that these products actually do. But I bet you have quite a few of these products at home. I will list them below. I would like to thank today's sponsor, Love. They have been so kind to sponsor this video. They have always been so kind to me, my channel, and my squad members. So thank you so much, Love, for sponsoring this video today. Now, a couple caveats before we begin. To do this facial, please do not have exfoliated aggressively within the past 3 days. If you're using Retin-A, please back off of that for like 3 days before you do this, or at least 24 hours or 36 possibly. We just want to make sure we don't oversensitize the skin. This is actually truly very similar facial that I would do in my facial studio. So it's very, very effective, but it is definitely one that you want to make sure that you're kind and gentle to your skin, as well as after this facial is done for the next 2 days, just really focus on hydration, gentle products, and then you can go back to your routine. So no exfoliation after this for the next couple of days, etc. So let's get started. If you have a steamer, go ahead and turn it on. I will list one in the description box, which I really highly recommend. I have my professional one sitting right here that I'm going to be using. But if you have a facial steamer, go ahead and turn it on. The first step we're going to do is we're going to start with our cleanse. I recommend doing this at night. Also, it's just a really great kind of relaxation, putting your hair back, making sure your hands are washed. I'm going to be using the TATCHA Camellia Cleansing Oil. Love does have a cleansing oil that I like quite a bit. I'm just using this one just because I'm just going to use this one to start off with, and we just want to really massage this into the skin. Now, when you get a professional facial, they spend a lot of time on cleansing. When we're talking about hydration and pore size, they really do go hand in hand, because first steps is we do need to do quite an extensive exfoliation routine to get those pores open and cleaned, and then we'll work on the hydration point after that portion of our routine is done. We cleanse in a more of a very specific way whenever I am doing facials, and it's really focusing on making sure that you really get the skin very, very clean before you start doing anything else to the skin. So really massaging. Now, if you don't want to use cleansing oil, go ahead and use your regular cleanser twice. All right. Now, I usually would go to the sink, foam this up, and wash it off, but since I am sitting in front of you, I am just going to towel it off with a washcloth. And in today's video, I'm not going to be using any products that you cannot get yourself, that cannot be delivered to your doorstep. At this point, Love is completely up and running. The reason being is because the same facility that they ship out of, or the steam is starting to come, distribute out of is actually an essential part of business, because they also do food there. So, all right, so my steam is coming on. Feels really good. This is also all right. So that is off and ready to rock and roll. Steam feels so good. If you guys don't have something that steams at home, steam is actually a really great essential part of doing facials at home. Dr. Dennis Gross makes a fantastic tabletop steamer that I think is really, really, really effective, because you have to be really careful. Steamers can actually, I'm just going to turn towards it. Steamers, if they're not good quality, can actually spit water at you, and that is extremely dangerous. Okay, mine also has an ozone on it as well, so it's also oxygenated, and so making sure that you get a high quality steamer if you're going to use it is a good suggestion. So I'm just going to let this steam kind of do its job, open up those pores. That's why we use steam, is because it opens up pores, and that's the way we get blackheads out. That's the way we kind of train our pores to kind of start to shrink back in, because we have cleansed all of that gunk out of there. For my second cleanse, I am going to go in with the refresher from Love. This is the triple AHA cleanser. Now you want to use something that has AHAs in it. So this is going to be an exfoliating cleanser. Nothing that has beads in it just yet, but one that has AHAs in it if all possible. I am going to cleanse in the steam. Oh, so good. And then again, you're really making sure that you're massaging this cleanser into the skin. Now, if you can go down your neck, please do, but I'm on camera, and that'd be a little inappropriate. So again, I'm going to cleanse here for another minute. I keep these types of cleansers away from the eyes because we've already cleansed with our first step cleanser, so our eyes are clean. This is a really gentle and effective cleanser for this pore cleansing routine. I'm gonna have to take this headband off. It's pinching my head. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go and rinse this off completely, because this does need to come off in an effective way. Be right back. All right, so I am back. When you wash that off, make sure that you use warm water, not hot water, but warm water. You also don't want to let this steamer go throughout the whole routine. You want to do it only while you're cleansing and exfoliating, and then turn it off to make sure that you do not cause more dryness or transepidermal water loss, because steaming too long can actually pull water out of the skin and cause dehydration. For my third cleanse, I am going to be using a physical exfoliating wash. This is actually what I actually do use in my studio. This is the Love, the exfoliator, BHA, and clay facial scrub. And we're just going to use a little bit, goes a long way. This does have gentle exfoliating beads. They are not real beads. They are environmentally friendly beads. Keep this away from the eye area. You want to use very gentle pressure while you are using this type of cleanser. I'm sure we all have some sort of type of cleanser. You can also use the TATCHA rice enzyme powders for this step, whatever you like, but keep that steam kind of going, and you want to massage this, and you want to massage this into the skin for about 30 seconds. And you're going to notice also a brighter complexion from this routine as well. It's a side effect of this routine, but it's not the basis of it, but you will notice a brighter complexion. And when you do this once a month, if you want to do this to yourself once a month, you will notice that your pores, your texture, I mean, just amazing things will happen. All right. Again, down the neck if you can. Don't forget your jawline. And for the last time, I am going to go rinse this off. Okay. Already the skin is brighter. I will say real quick that if you have sensitive skin, rosacea, active acne, just be very, very careful with physical scrubs. It's probably not appropriate for you, so I might skip that step. All right, skin is all ready to rock and roll. Now, I love this. This is by Tower 28. Lemieux makes a very similar spray, but this is their Daily Rescue Facial Spray. It is, the Eczema Association has actually approved this product. It is a healing, uber healing spray. It has a couple ingredients in it that will actually help heal the skin from acne, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, open wounds. Like if you have a bug bite, you can put it on it. It's really, 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 really medicating and super amazing for healing the skin. I always use that in my skin practice when I have just exfoliated, because I want to make sure if I brought any of those, like, you know, closed comedones up to the surface, blackheads or whatever, I'm making sure that that area is very sanitized. Now for the next step, this is again an optional step. I do it for almost all of my clients. I use an exfoliating pad. You can use your Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads. The gentle ones, you can use your Exuviance peel pads. These are by Kinship. And this is their lemon honey AHA pads. This is very, very gentle. This is not aggressive, okay? And I just wipe this all over the skin. Woo, feels good. Okay. Now, if you feel a little tingling sensation while you do that step, so you know that's totally normal because we have done quite a bit of exfoliation. It's not hurting you, but just so you know that is completely normal. Now, what I do is I will do a little bit of neck massage here, kind of let that penetrate a little bit, and then we will go in with my next step. So you can maybe read a little bit of your book, read a little bit of watch something on YouTube for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then come back. For this next step is my favorite thing to use on almost every single client. This is the Lemieux. They make a bunch on Amazon. They make a bunch everywhere, but this is my favorite facial scrubber. It's by Lemieux. Your skin needs to be wet. This is probably the most gentle way of getting up clogged pores, making sure that all of those pores are really, really clean. I'm going to turn it on to high for me because my skin is used to it. Again, keep your face wet. And we're going to clean out those bad boys. And you can take about 5 to 10 minutes to do this. This is an ultrasonic machine that is going to get the pollution, the dirt out of the skin. Any kind of acne that is underneath the skin is going to really help move that up and out of the skin. Just make sure that the skin is wet. Cannot stress that enough. You can actually use it with your cleanser. I just don't really like to do that, but that is an option for sure. I'll show you on this side if I can get it to do it. Yeah, there it goes. You can see the ultrasonic working. On the nose, really come in here, and you can actually spend quite a bit of time on the nose. You can give a little push, just gently. The pressure is really gentle. If you don't have a face scrubber like this, no problem. Just move on to our next step. It's just a nice tool to have if you have it. It's a very gentle and effective way of removing and opening up those pores, unclogging those pores, and getting those pores nice and clean so they can shrink back down. All right. All right. I haven't had a professional facial by anyone in so long, so this is going to feel really, really good. Okay. I never take the time to do this myself. Okay, I am going to go wash my hands. I'm touching my hair. Do not touch your hair and then start messing with your face again, okay? I'll be right back. All right, so now that the pores are all open and everything is really kind of squeaky clean, I am going to use my Tower 28 spray again because, again, we just want to be very, very sanitization focused whenever we are opening up pores like this, okay? Because we don't want to let any kind of pollutants or anything else, bacteria, come into our skin, all right? And then after you're done with any tools like this, by the way, make sure you clean that with alcohol, 81% or higher. Okay, so the mist is on my face, feels really nice. Now we're going to go into double masking. We are still working on our pore size here, and we work on our pore size with our treatment products as well. So now I want you to grab some sort of charcoal mask. Okay, so one that actually will have the attributes or an AHA or a BHA mask. This is a balancing and charcoal mask by Beauty Counter. I actually love this. This is a really effective mask. Now, we're going to only use it in a targeted area. Okay, so for most of us, our larger pores are here in the center of the nose, up there, right here in the T-zone area, or this cheek area right here, not under your eyes, guys. Really, really effective mask from this company. Okay, and then if you guys have large pores on your forehead, go ahead and put it there. Chin usually has some larger pores from hormonal acne. That's what you want to do. Okay, now, fantastic. This will dry down, and I'll show you obviously as it dries down on me. Now for the rest of the face, you can feel free to use any hydrating, brightening, any kind of mask that you have that has those words in it. So for me, I'm going to choose to use a vitamin C mask. Again, please, you know that I'm a little bit of obsessed with this mask from TATCHA. Use the one you have at home. Just make sure either it's hydrating, calming, soothing, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, something to that nature. And I am just going to pop this on the areas where I don't have the other mask. And this is one of my favorite ways to get the benefits of a bunch of different masks at the same time. All right, so here we are. So now what I would recommend, because these masks need to stay on between 10 to 20 minutes to really get the full benefit of what you're using them for, I'd recommend to, if you can, go have a glass of tea, a glass of water with some lemon, a glass of wine, sit, meditate, read, listen to a podcast, talk with your husband or your significant other, but this is the time to kind of go, relax, reflect, and let it do its magic. So I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. All right. So it has been about 20 minutes. I'm gonna get up real close. Can you see, here, hold on, let me get it down for you here. Bear with me here. Can you see the little dots all throughout here? This is the activated charcoal that is sucking up the impurities and the kind of gunk that is within the pores. That's what's great about charcoal. And so now, since my face is all tight, I am going to go wash this off and I'll be right back. Hi. All right. Quick tip, when you're done with that masking session, make sure you rinse it with cooler water, not super cold, but cooler water, because now we're at the point of closing up our pores and making sure that those start to do what they're supposed to do and close up and get back to being not so open to the elements. Okay. Now, this is a great time if you have it. You can use spoons that you've had in your refrigerator. You can use these ice globes that I love, and these have been in my refrigerator, and now it's time to do a little bit of ice therapy, which again is going to shrink those pores, or at least encourage them to kind of close up. We want to just roll along the face. It also feels really good. It's great for depuffing. It just feels really good after all that exfoliation. And you want to do this for a good about 5 minutes. I hope you guys can see how much brighter my skin is already from taking off that dead skin by really feeding it with good ingredients. And you can hold them over your eyes like this a little bit. Helps depuff them. Underneath the eyes, this part too. You can also use your jade rollers if you've had those in the refrigerator as well. So I'm going to do this for about 5 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, now that that is done, my face feels a lot firmer and it feels a lot tighter, which is exactly what we want. Now for our moisture step, what you can do is, what I recommend is now using a hydrating face mask. Again, this is not about the products, it's about what you have on hand. So I'm going to be using this one by TATCHA. I just have it laying around. It's a luminous dewy skin mask, and just use something that's hydrating. You can actually, if you have gauze at home and you have your Josie Moran argan milk, you can make your own mask and soak that gauze in there for about 5 minutes and then place it over the face. But I'm sure we all have some sort of hydrating mask laying around. Oh, yeah. But this is just one of my favorites. And you don't need eye masks with these. Just FYI, you see a lot of other YouTubers wearing eye masks while they do masks like this. It has a portion for the eyes, so no need to use an individual under eye mask. Always make sure that you are going to pull this all down the neck, back of hands, anything else that's left in the package, and just really make sure this sits. Now, this needs to sit for another 15 minutes. So this is why I say it's good to do at night while the kids are already down, while you have some alone time if you have kids or you're not working. All right. So again, I'm just going to let this sit here for about 10 minutes. And then I'm actually going to grab my jade roller. I have several different ones. Today I'm going to be using the quartz roller. If you believe in qualities or attributes of a stone, rose quartz is all about self-love, and I think that's what we all need right now. So after about 10 minutes, I'll take this and I'll show you what we're going to do. Oh, I just had a phone call that took a lot longer than expected. So this has been on for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and that's okay because it has no actives in it. So it's literally just seeping into my skin. But I will take my jade roller, and I was doing this on the phone. So basically you just run this along the mask. This is going to help with product absorption. It's going to also help with lymphatic drainage. But you want to do this while the mask is on for the last about 5 minutes, and you'll really notice a big difference in product absorption. And then you always want to bring it down the neck into the lymphs. After these facials, make sure you guys drink a bunch of water, especially lemon water would be great to detoxify the body and help move this lymph along. All right. Whew. Okay. All right, so now what you want to do is you just kind of want to pat this in. Yeah. Feels so good. Again, I washed my hands before when I got off the phone. You guys, hand sanitization, obviously now in these times, is super important, but always when you're dealing with your skin, and especially when we've done this much to it. Okay, so now might be a great time to use if you have any kind of light therapy device. My favorite mask is unfortunately sold out on Amazon, but I know there's a lot different ones out on the market. If you have the Dr. Dennis Gross one, or if you just have one that you kind of hold over the face, there's like a new face one, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and use it on yellow, or they call it orange, yellow or orange, or red. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do for the next 10 minutes. I will see you in a second. Okay, so I listened to a little bit of a podcast. If you guys haven't heard of the podcast Second Life, it's really, really good. It's a great entrepreneurial podcast. So since it's nighttime for me, I am going to be using my nighttime products. What we're going to start with is I am going to use my rice toner. And this again is all about, again, building layers of hydration in our routine because we've already done the pore stuff. The skin should already feel super hydrated from the hydrating mask that you used. So, oh, it feels so good. So you don't need to do as many layers of like an essence if you don't want to. Now, what you want to do is you want to start in on building your layers of actives that are appropriate for what you have just done. So let's talk about it. I am going to go in with my Galacto Niacin 97 Power Essence. You've heard me talk a lot about this. This is my niacinamide step. There's going to be another one in a second, which is going to be even more powerful. I'm going to mix it with my stem factor from Osmosis. Using growth factors is great for stuff that we just did, obviously anti-aging, hydration, but also too, we've done quite a bit of exfoliation into the skin. We've also, opened up those pores and brought a lot of that stuff, that gunk out of our pores. So it's important to make sure that you're using something that heals the skin, and that's what growth factors do. So now I'm going to use a combination of a couple different serums here. I'm going to be using the Maylove Calm Serum, and I'm also going to mix it with the Hydrator. Reason being, you guys, niacinamide is super important when we're dealing with pore size, that type of a thing, and overall skin texture, the look of pores, and as well as an anti-aging ingredient. Now, some people do have a little bit of intolerance to this. I have never had one person tell me that they have an intolerance to this. I literally have almost everybody I do facials on it. And it literally will help with that pore size. That's why niacinamide is so important. So and you can use that right over your growth factor. You don't have to wait like you would of vitamin C. Okay, a little bit of the niacinamide, and then here's our hydrator step. So this is hyaluronic acid and some other antioxidants, and we want to add that hydration back in from all the exfoliation that we have done. Press this into the skin. Take your time here, guys. Really make sure you're getting it into all facets of the skin. Give it a little tap, little facial massage, little tapotement. You can really push this up. If you want to use your your jade rollers here on each step, you absolutely can. You can just go right back in with your jade rolling and just really work that facial contouring and absorption of product back down into our lymphs. That's totally cool as well. And now I'm going to let that sit just for a quick moment, because I don't want to add my vitamin C on with my growth factor for a few more minutes. I'm going to be using the TATCHA Kisu lip mask. And you definitely want to exfoliate your lips, you guys. Use a lip exfoliator or create your own with a little bit of olive oil, avocado oil, brown sugar, or regular sugar. I like brown sugar because it's a little bit softer. And then just massage that in, and then make sure you use your lip balm. All right, now we're gonna go in with our vitamin C. Now this is vitamin C with ferulic and vitamin E, so it's a stabilized version of vitamin C. I do highly recommend keeping this serum in a cold place. You can also split the serum into 2 different bottles, and so you can just keep, you know, one really fresh and then one that you use daily. That's a great way to keep this fresh. But vitamin C is going to be very important after this treatment as well. Obviously for hydration, but collagen synthesis, pore size, antioxidants, feeding the skin. This is what's really important. This is why estheticians really, if they're good, are good at what they do, because they know what to do, the treatments that are targeted, but they also know the ingredients afterwards to add in to make sure that the skin is healthy and fed. All right, a little bit of the Glow Maker from Maylove. Really reasonably priced vitamin C. And all of these serums that I'm using right now are very lightweight, so nothing feels heavy. Everything feels like it's absorbing really quickly, especially with all that exfoliation. Things are going to really absorb very, very nicely. Perfect. Oh, feels so good. And then I will pop that back in my cosmetic fridge, or if you have a little bin in your regular fridge, you can just pop that right back in a cold, dark place. All right, now to finish this up, honestly, you can add in an eye cream. I'm just gonna be using the Fit Glow Eye C-Firm. Tap that bad boy in all the way around. You can use your favorite, but it is definitely eye cream time. Now I'm going to be using a moisturizer, obviously, to seal and lock this in. I'm going to go in with Maylove's The Night Rewinder. It's a glycolic acid cream. Now, glycolic acid, for most part, people can handle. It's actually very, very gentle. I don't use this on a nightly basis, but I definitely like to use this maybe once or twice a week, or when I do something like this, because we just want to reinforce kind of what we have just done. But what I like to do is I like to take a little bit, hands are clean again, little bit on the back of my hand, and then I will take the Maylove, which is one of my actual favorite oils that anybody ever makes, is the Maylove Love 31 Precious Face Oil. It's a dry oil packed with such amazing ingredients. So this is where you're also going to get that hydration. It's also going to dilute that cream a little bit if you want to add just a little bit of extra hydration. It's like a sleeping mask. It's definitely what like the consistency of what a sleeping mask would be, with a little bit of benefits from that glycolic. But I like to kind of thin it out, especially when we've done what we have just done. There's no tingling, there's no nothing on my skin. It feels really good. That oil is so fantastic. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead again and do your jade rolling. You also can do your guasa tool if you want to, since we've just applied some oil. And then also too, if you guys are more of that oily combination skin, you can go ahead and skip the oil if you don't want to. That's not a necessary step, but man, if we're talking about hydration and we're talking about feeding the skin and really helping it repair from kind of the day and what we have just done, that oil is really going to be soothing, calming, hydrating. I mean, look at the glow on the skin. It just is life-changing. So that is my at-home facial for pores and hydration, and it really is for texture and kind of overall skin brightening. Again, drink water, when you leave this on all night, and then when you wake up in the morning, just be really gentle with your skin, at least for the next 24 hours. No exfoliation. You can, of course, use your vitamin C, your niacinamide. I wouldn't use any more acids. You don't have to. You can use a vitamin A at night if you want to. I wouldn't be using retin A with this. I would actually wait a couple of days before you use your retin A. But yeah, so this is a full routine. This is something very similar to what I would do in my skin studio. Again, you know, probably some of you guys are going to say it's kind of a lot of steps, but this is truly how you get a spa grade facial at home. Yes, there are quicker versions of this, but it's really just about steaming your face, washing it, using a couple like resurfacing pads, and then some, you know, serums and moisturizer. That's not really a spa grade DIY facial for your home. But since we, again, are all in isolation, please, I hope you guys are staying home. I hope you guys are staying safe. But try this out. Don't forget to tag me on your social media. I would love to see your multi-masking techniques that you've used, products that you've used. Again, I will list all products in the description box for you guys. So if you choose to use some of the products I've used today, you can do that. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.